What's going on, y'all? Tech Me out here, and in my hand I have the Samsung Note 8. Where do I even begin about this phone? So how about we first talk about the design? So what we have here is like a gentle monster of a phone. I say that because although dimension-wise, this phone is on the fairly large side, probably one of the largest on the market actually, but it yet and still manages somewhat to feel good in hand. It's definitely tall and my thumb has to do a bit of traveling to reach the top, but it honestly wasn't a nuisance, it was manageable. Plus on top of that, the curved sides and the curved back also helped it feel much thinner in hand, as you do notice the height of the device during usage more than you actually do the width. Now, if you're concerned about fingerprints, the glass back does pick up a few of them, but it's nothing that was an eyesore or anything like that for me. But it's too bad that I can't say the same about the display of the phone, because it picked up micro scratches like crazy. So micro scratches are basically the type of scratches that, you don't feel with your finger, but you can see with your eyes. I'm not the rough type on my phone, and when I look at my other phones that I've used, the same manner that I've used this one, the Note 8 is the only one that has the micro scratches. This alone has to be one of the biggest gripes, because here you have this big, beautiful display adorned with scratches of all things. But I honestly think it's pretty cool and a beautiful sight to behold to see how thin these bezels are on the display of this phone. So you can basically choose any color device and still enjoy a minimal black bezel along the top and the bottom, as thankfully Samsung doesn't try to match the color of the bezels with the device itself. So I'm a fan of this because I view the frame or the bezels of my device much like a TV. I wouldn't want a white frame or bezel around my TV, and I don't want it around the display of my phone either. So I like that I can pick up any Note 8 in any color and still enjoy a black bezel. And it's those minimal bezels along the top and the bottom, or lack thereof along the sides, that just makes this phone absolutely beautiful. I mean, I'd even go as far to say it's probably the best looking phone to date, at least in my humble opinion. It's like that phone that you pick up and look at for no reason, or you have to do a double take on it when you see it. It's like you have to engage with it for some reason or another because it's just such a sight to behold. I really feel like Samsung set the standard for bezel-free phones with their Note 8 and their Samsung Galaxy devices as well. Things are so well executed here that it's hard to tell the back of the device from the front when you're blindly touching it. And even though they removed the home button, when you're in an app, you can still press along the bottom of the phone where the button should be and get back to your home screen. Now, other buttons you're going to find on the device include your power button along the right side, the volume buttons along the left with the one I barely pressed beneath that known as Bixby, a headphone port, a charging port, stylus, and a speaker on the bottom with the dual tray for your micro SD card and SIM card. But of course, before I go any further in this video, I need you to go down below, hit the like button and the subscribe button so you can stay updated. I'm trying to remind you so you don't forget. It's something new I'm trying to do in my videos. You probably have noticed if you've been watching. The fingerprint reader has also shifted to the back right next to the camera and the flash. And it's still a little difficult to get to, as I find it easier to reach when I use my left finger instead of my right. It's like my finger doesn't naturally cover the fingerprint reader back here, so I oftentimes have to readjust it in order for it to work properly. But you can always use alternate methods such as pattern unlock, the option to use your PIN number, or use your face or iris to unlock your phone instead. Now what I've done is set mine to use my fingerprint or pattern, which works out fairly well for me. But due to the vast options that Samsung offers you, you can take advantage of other useful adjustments, such as smart lock, so that it'll keep your device unlocked when you're at a trusted location or near a trusted device. You also have always on display so that your clock and a few additional items are always visible even when you place your device to sleep. Battery optimization is also pretty handy as well, as it's really going to maximize your battery life when needed with the flip of a switch. And it gives a very nice detailed breakdown of everything. And I love sliding in the edge drawer from the side and accessing a few favorite applications that could not normally fit on my home screen in order to maintain my minimalistic look. So I tend to keep a few apps that I want quick access to, but not per se as immediate access as I would want to in order to store it in my dock. So I kind of see the edge drawer more so like a second dock. Now, amongst my apps in the app drawer, I do have a shortcut to this very unique feature in which the Note 8 offers that's going to allow me to load up to 2 apps at once. So you can manually do this from the multitask switcher by pressing the necessary icon to do so, or you can set it so that 2 apps load up automatically. Such as what I've done here with Google Keep and YouTube. I'm able to load up both of them at the same time so that I can be more productive when I'm watching a video and take down notes and things like that. Or maybe when I'm on the road and I want to load up Google Maps at the same time as Spotify so I can control my music. Now, another one of my favorite things about the device is that you can adjust the visibility of the navigation bar as well by sliding it up to access it when you need it before it disappears shortly after, or you can double tap the circle icon to the far left to make it remain visible at all times. So this is really nice when you want to take advantage of the screen on the Note 8 and fully utilize it to its maximum potential. There are just so many features that offer attention to detail and further customization to get the device to perform and be the way you need it to be. However, Bixby is still somewhat of an afterthought for me. I haven't quite fully found myself using Bixby as much. It has some decent features and reminds me a little bit of Siri, but I don't use it as much as the other features in which I have previously mentioned in the video. Now, the S Pen on the Note 8 also kind of fits into that usage category that I find Bixby for. It has some nice features, but I don't use it a lot. So with it, you can create a handwritten note. You can select things from the screen using it for like screenshot purposes. You can also mark up what's currently on your screen and save it as a screenshot. Or you could translate text from one language to another or send a live message to a friend. The S Pen for me, however, serves more of a purpose to sign documents or maybe to further edit a photo with a little bit more of a refined tip aside from my finger. And while we're speaking of photos, the camera on the Note 8 is phenomenal. Like, when I would show people the pictures in which it captured, I promise you, every time they were blown away. Just like the display, to me, the camera is one of the best on the market. You can swipe to reveal more picture-taking options, such as the one in which I feel every phone should have, Pro mode. That way you can take manual control of the camera if you need it. However, I will say the auto mode is pretty good, as it did work well enough to the point that it was the primary way that I would use to take my pictures. The rear and the front facing cameras are both solid. You got great dynamic range. I really love how it captured the sky and didn't overexpose or blow out things to the point that I lost a few details in the picture that I would rather have, such as the clouds. The colors popped and they came across very saturated, typical Samsung style though, and low light photos even came out great, allowing me to capture the shot during moments where I questioned if I would be able to. I also like the live focus option because you then have the ability to adjust the bokeh or the blur intensity, which really allows the photo to pop more and give it that DSLR look. You have filters and stickers in there as well, which between the two I primarily would use a filter over a sticker. I think stickers are more fun for maybe kids and maybe overall just to have a little bit more fun in picture taking in general with your phone. And I really like the fact that you can tap this little icon here to make your live view take up your entire screen, removing that little black bar at the bottom that you'll normally see. In addition to the photos looking great, the videos look great as well. You have built-in stabilization so you don't get that footage when you're walking, and you're able to capture special moments like this one here with Michelle Obama.
This kind of transformation brought life to the house. I mean, the White House, I don't know what it's like now. I didn't really know what it was like before, but our White House was alive.
Battery wise, I've been really good to go with it. It's actually powered me through the entire day and then some. And I do consider myself a power user, as I do like to get a lot of business and productivity things addressed and handled on the phone. It's like the Note to me really embodied the saying of phones being like little mini computers. I know we've said it for other devices as well, but I haven't quite felt the depth of that statement as much as I have with the Note 8, because it got to the point that I was actually okay with managing and handling a lot of business related tasks on my phone that I would normally put it down for and hop on my computer. And that's largely to do with one, that it has the power and the capability to handle more intensive tasks. It has the S Pen for signatures and things that I might need to do. It has this big, beautiful and bold display, which makes it perfect for viewing long documents or having to do a lot of reading that I would normally want to hop onto my computer for to take advantage of a bigger screen. I have that now on my phone, and it's still comfortable to use in hand, so it's like a mini computer in your palm. I know some of you might be curious if edge lighting is up here, and it is. It's not really a feature that I utilize much thus far, but you do have the option if you want to. Like I said, there's a lot of things I can say about this phone, and in all honesty, they're pretty positive. I really have enjoyed using the Galaxy Note 8. You have wireless charging, you have a big battery, a gorgeous display, which as you can see, I can't stop talking about because it's that stunning. It's like I can see why people were saying the Note 7 was one of their favorite devices before the explosion started happening. And for some, even after the explosion started happening, it still went down as their favorite device of all time. Because the Note 8 has certainly left the mark as being one of mine.